Hi, this is Andrea Schulman again, and in today's quick law of attraction video, I am going to answer a Facebook viewer question about how to stop thinking about bad stuff so it won't manifest. It's a great question. It's a question I get here and there, and so today we're going to talk about it in this quick video. But first, if you're watching this video on YouTube or on my website, please make sure to subscribe because I do put out new law of attraction videos every week. Also, if you're watching this video on YouTube specifically, please turn on your notifications so that you see these videos when I put them out. Let's go ahead and talk about how to stop thinking about the bad things so they don't manifest. Okay, so I love this viewer question on how to stop thinking about bad things. And when people learn about the law of attraction, they start to grasp the understanding that what I'm thinking is what I'm creating. It's very normal for them to become worried about their fearful thoughts, thinking obsessively about illness or injury or poverty or whatever the case of the bad thing is, worried about those thoughts and them becoming a reality in your reality. But here's the thing. It is impossible to make yourself stop thinking something out of fear. That's really the catch-22, is that yes, you are creating your reality from your thoughts, and yes, you want to be creating as many positive thoughts as you can so that you can create a positive reality. But the second you try to stop thinking something because you're afraid it's going to create negative experiences in your reality, guess what? You only think that thought more. So just for clarity, let me tell you that I don't want you to think about tomatoes. Whatever you do, do not think about tomatoes. Don't think about them. Don't focus on them. You're not allowed to think about tomatoes. Now, you may not be fearful of tomatoes, but simply telling you not to think about tomatoes probably means that you were kind of visualizing or thinking about tomatoes when I was talking about them. See, and that's what kind of happens with the law of attraction, is that telling yourself not to do something has that effect of having you do that thing. And so the path to stepping out of a particular kind of thought isn't in rejecting it. It isn't in telling yourself, no, you can't do that. Rather, it's about neutralizing it, so it is of no consequence. See, when something holds no charge, when it is very neutral to us, it's very easy for us to just not think about it because it isn't relevant. And so this is the game that you want to play with thoughts that are unwanted thoughts, is that we want to find a way to take the unwanted thought and make it very neutral. You know, so it's very easy probably for you to avoid thinking about the color beige on a regular basis, or perhaps avoid thinking about concrete on a regular basis. Unless you have strong ties to those particular things, they're fairly neutral. And so they don't have a lot of charge, which means they don't get a lot of focus from you. Now, one thing that I think is really helpful, and I do this one a lot, is to make peace with the worst case scenario. Okay? So let's say that you don't want to think about getting a cold. Someone in your house has a cold. I don't want to catch the cold. I don't want to catch the cold. I don't want to catch the cold. That's kind of the feeling that you got going on right now. Well, what you can do is make peace with the worst case scenario. And all you have to do is really tell yourself, well, if I get a cold, how am I going to handle it? And what's the worst that can happen? And what that will do is it will dull out the fear that you're putting against it. You know, so, okay, so little Timmy's got a cold. If I catch little Timmy's cold, okay, so I'll probably be sick for a few days. I may have to take some cold medicine. I may get to take a couple days off of work. That'd be nice. Kick my feet up. Maybe it's just a sign that I need to relax. Rather than, don't get the cold. Oh my God, don't get the cold. Can you see the difference there? Because here's the thing. A cold really isn't that big of a deal. But the second we start worrying about, I'm going to get this cold because I'm thinking about it, we've taken this not that big of a deal thing and we've turned it into this massive, huge deal. So the game is really about reminding yourself that it's not that big of a deal. Another great suggestion when it comes to avoiding thoughts is to simply distract yourself from the thoughts. So instead of actively trying not to think the thought, instead just kind of step away from the thought a little bit so that it naturally loses momentum. And so again, use the same example. Little Timmy's got a cold. He comes into the house. Oh my goodness, don't think about the cold. Don't think about the cold. Don't think about the cold. If you find yourself doing that, it can be really useful to simply take a deep breath in. That will immediately calm you down a little bit. And then have in your back pocket a handful of distracting activities. And this may be a good thing for you to jot down if struggling with fears and fearful thoughts is something that has plagued you, is to just sit down and jot down a number of things that you really enjoy doing or that are highly distracting to you. So for instance, I just found this new crossword puzzle app that I'm just like completely obsessed with. I'd put that on my list. Okay, crossword puzzle game. So if I had this little Timmy, oh my goodness, don't get sick thought, pull out my list. Oh, I can play crosswords right now. Get out the crossword puzzle and just start playing it immediately. Because if you do that, it will immediately put your focus on the crossword puzzle and off of Timmy. And the reality of the situation is, the less you think the thought, the less it's going to exist. So by simply diverting your focus to something very distracting, you will start to nullify out all the momentum on that thought. Thanks so much for watching today's quick law of attraction video. If you've got a question that you'd like for me to answer in a future video, feel free to drop it below in the comments and I will consider it. If you'd like to watch some of my longer law of attraction video tutorials, make sure to check out the links below. Again, also please do remember to subscribe and to turn on your notifications. And please have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.